Today's date is May the 4th, 2019, and we are at the Veterans Affairs Medical Center in West Palm Beach. Some people say it's Riviera Beach, but at any rate, we're in Florida. The name of the person being interviewed is, sir, what's your name?
Arnold Fliegelman,
Okay. And Arnold, when is your birthday?
August 26, 1947.
And our current address at the moment is the Veterans Affairs Medical Center at 7305 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach. And the names of the people attending the interview are myself, Carlton Cartwright. I'm the Executive Director for the Children's Coalition Incorporated. I've got also Aaron Augustus, who's with the VBA, Vietnam Veterans of America. I've got Joshua Harper, who is my camera operator, my cinematographer. I've got my sound person, who is Ian Blake, and I've got my assistant, who is Clint Stryker. Okay, so we're here as a camera crew. And Arnold, what wars did you serve? What era did you serve in the military?
Vietnam.
Vietnam. What branch of the service?
Army.
Okay. What was your rank when you separated?
E4.
E4. Okay. Were you drafted or were you enlisted?
Drafted.
Okay. Where were you living before you went into service?
Chicago.
Okay. Even though you were drafted, could you have gone into a different service?
Yeah.
Why did you go ahead and go in the Army? Why did you do that?
I don't know.
You don't know? You just decided to go ahead with it, huh? Okay, so you went in the Army. Where did you go in? Where?
Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
Okay, and basic training. Tell us about basic training. What was that like?
Sucked.
How long were you in Fort Bragg?
10 weeks.
10 weeks. Okay, and so what did you think of basic training? Besides what you already shared with us.
It was rough.
It was rough. Yeah. Do you remember your instructors at all?
No.
No. Okay, so tell me anything that you can remember at all about boot camp, besides the fact that it was difficult. How did you get through basic training?
What do you mean, how did I get through?
Well, I mean, so it was rough, it was hard. What kind of frame of mind were you in as far as getting through it? What did you, mentally?
I thought about committing suicide.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow, must have been difficult. Okay. All right, so you served during Vietnam. Where exactly did you go? Can you remember where you went in Vietnam?
9th Division.
9th Division?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What was it like when you got there?
Hot.
It was hot? Okay. Okay. What was your job?
Infantryman.
Infantryman? Yeah, okay. Okay. So did you see a lot of combat?
So-so.
So-so? Were there a lot of casualties in your unit?
No.
There weren't? And I believe you already told me that you were not a prisoner of war?
No.
Okay. Can you tell me a couple of your most memorable experiences while you were in the service?
My platoon sergeant was killed.
Okay. That's one.
I don't really want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it. Can you tell me how he died?
I got shot in the forehead.
He got shot in the forehead? Your awards and citations, I believe, what is the CIB? What is that?
Combat Infantryman's badge.
Okay, and what do you get that for?
Being in combat.
Okay, all right. And did you ever have anything to do with battle planning? No? Okay. So how did you get your injuries that you told me about in your legs, in your lower legs?
Walking at night.
Walking at night? You fall over or step into holes or What caused you to have injuries?
Grenade went off.
Grenade went off? You got shrapnel? How long did it take you to heal from that? Or did you ever heal from it? No?
Never did.
Been ongoing? I understand. Were you able to stay in touch with your family the whole time you were in the service?
Yeah.
How? Telephone, I guess?
Telephone, letters.
Back and forth? What was the food like?
Sucked.
Okay. Okay, as far as supplies was concerned, even though the food wasn't great, did you still have everything that you needed, or how'd that go?
I needed a plane ticket home.
You needed a plane ticket home. You eventually got that, right? Sooner or later? But later than sooner? I get it. Okay, so tell me about the pressure and the stress. Was there a lot of stress and pressure?
Yeah.
Yeah? Was there anything special that you did, like for luck or anything? Or?
Not really.
Not really? How did people entertain themselves?
Radio.
Radio? Was it music or talk radio?
Music.
Music. Did you get visits by a lot of entertainers, performers? Because I remember when I was a kid, you watched people like Anne Margaret and Bob Hope. Did you ever see them while you were overseas?
The closest we got to Bob Hope was like from here to Jupiter.
Okay, all right. Yep, that's kind of far. Okay. Did you go on leave?
Yeah.
Where did you go?
Australia.
You went to Australia? What was that like?
Had a great time.
Did you? Had a good time, huh? How long was R&R? Was it just a weekend or a week or what?
2 weeks.
2 weeks? Okay, so where else did you get to go besides Australia?
That was it.
That was it? Where else did you get to travel while you were in the service? I know you went to the Carolinas. I know you went to Vietnam, and I know you went to Australia.
Louisiana.
Louisiana? Was there any was there any tech training? Besides basic training, was there a tech school afterwards?
Infantry training.
Okay. And where was that at?
Fort Polk.
Fort Polk? Where was that? I've never even heard of that.
Louisiana.
Louisiana, okay. All right. You recall any particularly humorous or unusual events while you were in the service? A bunch?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a couple of them?
Humorous events.
Huh?
Humorous events.
Yeah.
Well, in basic training, there were 3 of us that were Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 guys wanted to take Saturday off because Saturdays are Jewish 7th day.
Yeah, Sabbath, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't. So the DI said we'd have to make up for it. So on Sunday, he worked the shit out of them.
Okay.
I had it easy on Sunday
You had it easy on Sunday.
because I wanted to play his game.
Okay. Gotcha. Got another one? No. All right. That'll work. Did you keep a diary? No. Very few people. Okay. What did you think of the officers?
It sucked too.
What about your peer soldiers?
They were okay.
They were okay. What was it that you disliked about the officers?
They were too bossy.
Too bossy, huh? Is that like micromanaging, or what do you mean?
It seemed like they were in control and didn't know what the hell they were doing.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Okay, by the way, did you stay in touch with any of your friends when you got out of the service?
Yeah,
You did? Do you still stay in touch with them?
guys from my unit, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool. All right, nice. So when you got out of the service, where were you when you separated?
I separated out of Fort Sheridan in Illinois.
Oh, back to okay, near you,
Yeah.
near Chicago, huh?
Right.
They sent you back. All right, and what was that like when you separated? What did you do?
Freedom.
Freedom, huh? So what did you do when you got out of the service?
Went to school.
Really? Where?
First thing I went to was data processing school.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to auto mechanic school.
Where did you go to data processing school?
Oh, I don't remember.
You don't remember? So where was auto mechanic school? Where was that? What school?
I don't remember.
Don't get, okay, go ahead.
And took flying lessons.
Really? So you learned how to fly. What were you learning how to fly on? What kind of plane?
I eventually got to a twin engine.
Oh, okay. All right. So, did you use your GI Bill for all of that?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right. All right. What did you do after the service for work?
I worked for my brother-in-law,
You work for your brother? Okay. Doing what?
auto mechanics.
Oh, okay. All right. So you used to work on cars, huh? Cars, trucks, planes, everything?
Well, not trucks and planes.
Oh, just cars. Okay, what kind of cars?
Medium-sized passenger cars.
Okay. Like regular four-door sedan, things like that? Okay. And how long did you do that?
About 6 years.
Okay. What was your next job after that?
Like a service advisor
For what corporation?
for different GM products, GM companies.
General Motors. Okay. And how long did that last?
About 6 years.
Okay, so that's 12 years. After that?
Worked for General Motors.
Oh, full time? And what were you doing then?
On the road a lot.
As a service?
Inspecting.
Oh, okay. All right. And what were you inspecting? What kind of, their vehicles, their...
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, everything, trucks, cars.
Writing estimates for body damage.
Oh, okay. All right. That's okay. So it's like insurance?
Yeah.
Okay, insurance investigator for General Motors.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And did that take you the rest of the way, or did you retire from that, or?
Retired from that.
Okay, after how many years?
About 5 or 6. I don't remember.
Okay, that's fine. All right, did you join any veterans organizations?
Just Vietnam Veterans of America.
Okay, cool. All right. So tell me about those friendships that you held on to after the service. Was it people who, across the country or lived close to you, or?
Well, I'm the only one east of the Mississippi.
Oh, really? How many others did you stay in touch with?
All of them.
About how many? 10, 20?
About 15.
Wow, all right. Good job. Okay. So tell me, how did your military experience influence your thinking about war, about the military in general? How did the military affect your life?
It screwed it up.
How?
Next time I go to Canada.
Next time you're gonna go to Canada, huh? Okay. Yep. Have you attended any reunions?
One.
Okay, and that was with the fellows that you served with? Just one? Was that an organizational thing, or was that a personal thing you all just decided to get together?
Personal thing,
Okay, cool. Where'd you guys go?
Washington,
State or DC?
DC.
Okay, did you visit the monuments there?
Oh, yeah.
You went to the mall, huh? How long ago was that?
How old was the wall?
It's 40, almost 40 years. Okay, for the dedication you went?
Unless you've experienced war, there's no way to describe it.
There's no understanding.
There's no understanding for it. And the best that we can get is by talking to veterans. So you're right, it sucked, right? And there's not a way to describe it, like accurately, other than to be there. But the best that we have is to talk to you. So whatever stories that you can tell us, like, that's the thing that's gonna make the difference. So that the next time there's a question about sending American fighting men and women off across the seas, we have these stories to look back on and say, like, is what we're asking for, like the sacrifice for America to make, is it worth this cost? So that's why we're talking today. So are there any stories about being boots on ground? Good stories, bad stories, stories about daily life, anything that you can tell us about that? Is like, that's the thing that we are uniquely able to tell. You know?
Some things I don't want to talk about.
Okay.
Any questions you'd like to ask the gentleman?
What was your encounter with Agent Orange? Do you have any kind of contact with that?
I remember one time a helicopter flew over us, spraying us, and we were shooting at the helicopter.
Was that friendly fire?
Yeah,
It was friendly fire.
So it was us spraying our own guys, pretty much.
yeah.
Did you have any residual effects from that?
I got Parkinson's.
Did they link that at all?
Yeah,
How old are you now?
71.
You have anything else that you'd like to share with us? Aaron, you have anything you want to ask him?
You weren't always in the bush. You got a chance to like come back into town and whatnot, right?
Yeah,
So tell us about the times when you were in the bush. Tell us about the time when you were in town. Are those stories that you can tell us about?
You went to the village. Or you don't wanna talk about that either?
got a lot of penicillin shots.
I don't want to get you in trouble with the missus.
Right. No, but like,
Chasing you around VA with a frying pan.
right, but like, there's stuff that becomes normal, So tell us about the normal stuff.
A lot of drinking, a lot of drugging.
Did you make friends with any of the people that live there on the economy?
Yeah,
What were they like? What was their attitude, or how were you treated by people in the, I guess, villages that you went to? Or did you go to any of the cities, like what, Hanoi, what?
It depends on what part of the country you're in.
Right.
Most time it was always a town or village nearby. Like, but I don't know where the national station at.
You don't know what?
I don't know where they were stationed.
Right.
But there was always a village nearby.
I was about 100 miles south of Saigon.
Oh, okay. Did you get up there at all? Did you visit Saigon? Did you interact with the I don't want to say natives, but
Local nationals.
the local, thank you. Did you interact with the local nationals?
Yeah,
And what were those relationships like? Were they good, bad, indifferent?
indifferent.
Okay. All right. You do know what the term top secret means, correct? Yeah. I understand.
If you had a chance to go back, would you go back? Just as a tourist, as a civilian, to go back and like see some of those places, would you do that?
I'd have to really think about it. One of the guys from my unit lives in Vietnam. He's been there for almost 15 years.
Do you keep in touch with him?
Yeah,
Has he invited you to come?
yeah.
So, what do you think? What do you think the reluctance is? Like, why are you hesitant to go visit your friend?
I don't want to sit on a plane for 15 hours.
That's one reason. It's a long trip. Is it just, go ahead,
But if you could just be there
in
if
2
you could-
hours, but if it was an hour away,
right? If you could just like, we could teleport you, boom, you're there. Would you do it? Would you go and visit?
Yeah,
What would you like to see if you were to visit?
places I was in.
Do you feel like there's like peace that you need to make with those places and your past, or is it just to see it in a new context?
New contact.
I've seen pictures of Vietnam. Today it's beautiful.
I know.
And did you, when you weren't on the job, let's say, when you weren't on the job, was there an opportunity to like take in the surroundings and to like see where you were?
Not really.
Not really. Did you talk about that with your friends at all?
Yeah. All the time.
What would you talk about with your friends?
are all of them still alive today from your group? You have friends?
Most of them.
Most of them? How large was the group at one time? That you would,
About 30.
really, that you kept communicating with after the fact, huh? And so it's like half of them left, 15? Any of them, do you see any of them here in Florida?
No, I'm the only one east of the Mississippi.
East of the Mississippi, everybody else is what? Northwest, LA,
Mostly central and northern California.
California, okay. You guys, besides getting together for the wall at one time, you ever physically interact, or what is the mode of staying in touch? This on the telephone?
Yeah, telephone, internet.
Internet, okay. All right.
You have a Facebook group?
Pardon me?
Do you have a Facebook group? Like, how do you stay in touch on the internet? What do we use? Just emails and whatnot?
Email each other.
Email each other, okay. Do you know whether or not they acquired the Parkinson's also? Really? All of them?
Mm-hmm.
Every last one, huh? Okay. How long have you had that?
15 years.
15 years since you're like 55 years old, huh? So, your wife, how long, Denise?
Yeah,
Right. How long have you guys been married?
since 75.
Wow, okay, all right. So, has she given you any feedback about having the Parkinson's?
She's a lot of support.
Support? That's good. Okay. All right. There was something else I was trying to remember to ask you, but anyway,
Is that service related? Is it recognized as being service related, the Parkinson's?
Yeah,
Get compensated for that specifically.
disability. Right.
Did you have to fight with the VA to get it recognized? Fantastic. Good. You feel like you're getting taken care of?
there's only one cure for it.
What's that?
Death.
Well, I meant, do you feel like the VA is taking care of you? Like, do you feel like you're being looked after well?
There's only so much they could do.
Sure. idea? Like, do you feel like you're looked after? Do you feel cared for?
One of the guys from my unit became a neurosurgeon.
Wow.
It's difficult with Parkinson's.
Yeah, he can't practice anymore.
Right.
Changes your life, without a doubt. Do you have any children?
Yeah, one
Male, female?
male.
Go into service or just stay private? Stay private? Is he local? You visit? Get to see him?
No,
Yeah.
we argue a lot.
Argue a lot?
Yeah,
About what?
everything.
Okay. That's sort of like a normal parental relationship, kind of?
He's a Republican, I'm a Democrat.
So, this is going to the Library of Congress, so if there's anything you want to say to your